The music swelled, laughter echoed across the decorated hall, and couples twirled beneath the chandelier lights. It was a wedding, the kind where everyone seemed to belong with someone. Everyone, except for her. Claire Donovan, a powerful CEO known in boardrooms across the city, sat quietly in her wheelchair near the edge of the reception. She had built an empire, but here, surrounded by lace, love, and laughter, she felt invisible. People glanced her way, smiled politely, and then looked past her. The dance floor was not built for her, and she knew it. She tried to hide the sting in her chest by sipping sparkling water, but each passing minute pressed heavier. She whispered to herself, "You've faced hostile takeovers, you've walked CEOs out of their own offices, but you can't walk yourself onto a dance floor anymore, can you?" Just as loneliness threatened to overwhelm her, a shadow fell across her table. "Excuse me," a warm voice said. She looked up. A tall man in a slightly wrinkled suit stood there, holding the small hand of a little girl who looked no older than 6. He had kind eyes, and though clearly nervous, there was a gentleness in the way he smiled. "My daughter and I were wondering," he cleared his throat. "Would you be our date tonight?" Claire blinked. "Your date?" The little girl nodded eagerly. "Daddy said no one should sit alone at a wedding. You can sit with us. We saved cake." For the first time that night, Claire laughed, an unguarded, genuine laugh. The kind she hadn't heard from herself in years. He pulled out a chair beside her, then leaned closer. "I'm Ryan. Single dad. This is Ella. She picked you out, actually." Claire tilted her head. "Picked me out?" The little girl grinned. "You looked like you needed a friend." The words hit harder than any corporate negotiation ever could. Claire's throat tightened, but she managed a smile. "Then I'd be honored." The three of them spent the evening together. Instead of being an observer, Claire became part of something simple yet profound. Ella insisted on showing her the chair-friendly parts of the dance floor, twirling beside her while Claire wheeled in slow circles. For once, Claire wasn't the CEO making headlines. She wasn't the woman in the wheelchair. She was just Claire, laughing, sharing cake, and holding hands with a little girl who didn't see her as broken. At one point, Ryan leaned in, his voice soft. "You know, I wasn't planning to come tonight. Weddings remind me of what I lost." But Ella insisted. Said maybe we'd meet someone who needed us. Claire felt her eyes burn with tears. She had come expecting another lonely evening of watching life from the sidelines. Instead, a single father and his daughter had reminded her that sometimes, the most beautiful connections don't happen in boardrooms or through power, but in unexpected acts of kindness. When the night drew to a close, Ella hugged her tightly and whispered, "You're my favorite part of the wedding." And Claire believed her. As Ryan wheeled her to her car, she looked up at him. "You didn't have to do this." He smiled. "Neither did you. But sometimes the best dates aren't about romance, they're about reminding someone they're not alone." For the first time in a long time, Claire didn't feel alone. As she settled into the quiet ride home, Claire found herself replaying the evening over and over. The way Ella had clung to her hand, fearless and unfiltered, as if her wheelchair was nothing more than a chair. The way Ryan's eyes softened when he looked at his daughter, and the way he looked at Claire too, not with pity, but with respect. She had been to 1,000 events, shaken hands with presidents and billionaires, but nothing had ever left her heart this full. When they reached her car, Ryan hesitated. "Listen, Claire. I don't want to assume anything. But Ella's already asked if we'll see you again. And, honestly, I'd like that too." Claire swallowed hard, surprised by how much she wanted to say yes. "I'd like that," she said softly. "More than you know." Ella popped her head up from the back seat, her voice bright. "Then it's a date. A real one this time." They all laughed, the kind of laughter that comes when life suddenly feels lighter. As the taillights of their car disappeared into the night, Claire sat in her own car and let the tears come, happy tears, healing tears. She realized something she hadn't in years: she wasn't defined by her chair, or her title, or her loneliness. She was defined by the connections she allowed herself to make, and tonight, she had let someone in. And maybe, just maybe, the most important merger of her life wasn't about companies or contracts. It was about hearts finding each other, in the most unexpected place, at a wedding, where no one should ever have to sit alone.